I next want to prepare configuration files. Each configuration file will provide darknet with information on how to organize images into batches and subdivisions, also known as mini-batches. When I train darknet's YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network, darknet divides my training set into batches with 64 images each, and divides each batch into 16 subdivisions with 4 images each. Darknet then forward propagates each matrix representing a subdivision of images through the YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network, captures the losses output by the 82nd, 94th, and 106th layers of the network, averages these losses into a cost, and adjusts each value in each cell, in each filter, in the network, based on the existing cell value, the learning rate, and the value of a function representing the derivative of the cost with respect to each cell value. When I employ darknet to identify objects in an image, darknet divides my set of one image into batches with one image each, and divides each batch into one subdivision with one image. The configuration file corresponding to Joseph Chet Redman's first presented command to locate objects within an image, and corresponding to locating objects associated with the COCO dataset, is YOLO version 3 .configuration file. One version of YOLO version 3 .cfg is located in root content darknet configuration, YOLO version 3 .cfg. YOLO version 3 .cfg must be modified to train a YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network. Execute the command !head 7 path to YOLO version 3 .cfg relative to the root content darknet folder to display the first 7 lines of YOLO version 3 .cfg. I want to revise YOLO version 3 .cfg so as to configure the YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network to divide the set of training images into batches with 64 images each, and to divide each batch into subdivisions with 4 images each. I want YOLO version 3 .cfg to look like this. To do this, I will execute the commands stream editor in place, substitute batch equals 1 with commented out batch equals 1. Do the replacement in YOLO version 3 .cfg. Stream editor in place, substitute subdivisions equals 1 with commented out subdivisions equals 1. Do this substitution in YOLO version 3 .cfg. Similarly, stream editor in place, substitute commented out batch equals 64 with actual batch equals 64. do the replacement in YOLO version 3.cfg. And finally, exclamation point stream editor in place, substitute subdivisions equals 16, commented out with actual subdivisions equals 16. Do this replacement in the YOLO version 3.cfg file. Trying this out. I will check that my version of YOLO version 3.cfg defines batch equals 64 and subdivisions equals 1. Sorry, subdivisions equals 16 by executing the command exclamation point head 7 path to YOLO version 3.cfg. That worked. So that double pound sign that was replaced did exist in the default YOLOv3.cfg file. So here we have basically changed the YOLO version 3.cfg file from testing mode to training mode by changing the number of batches and subdivisions from 1 and 1 to 64 and 16 respectively. The configuration file corresponding to locating objects associated with the Pascal VOC 2007 and 2012 datasets is YOLOv3-voc.cfg. One version of this file is located in root content darknet configuration folder here. YOLOv3-voc.cfg must be modified to train a YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network. Execute the command exclamation point head 7 path to YOLOv3-voc.cfg to display the first 7 lines of this file. I want to revise YOLOv3-voc.cfg so as to configure the YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network to divide the set of training images into batches with 64 images each, and to divide each batch into subdivisions with 4 images each. I want YOLOv3-voc.cfg to look like this. To do this, I will execute the commands exclamation point stream editor in place, substitute. There's a space up here, space batch equals 1. With commented out batch equals 1. Do this in the YOLOv3-voc.cfg file. Similarly, stream editor in place, substitute, space batch equals 1. Subdivisions equals 1 with commented out subdivisions equals 1. Do this in YOLOv3-voc.cfg. Likewise, stream editor in place, substitute for commented out batch equals 64 with actual batch equals 64. Do this in YOLOv3-voc.cfg. And finally, stream editor in place, substitute, commented out subdivisions equals 16 with actual subdivisions equals 16. Do this in YOLOv3-voc.cfg. Looks good. Let's try it. Seems to have worked. I will check that my version of YOLOv3-voc.cfg defines batch equals 64 and subdivisions equals 16 by executing the command !head 7 path to YOLOv3-voc.cfg. Interesting how there is still a pound sign in front of subdivisions equals 16 corresponding to the training. In the initial viewing of the YOLOv3-voc.cfg file, it did seem like the line to uncomment was pound space subdivisions equals 16. And here I replaced pound space subdivisions equals 16 with subdivisions equals 16. Not sure what happened, but let's try this stream editing again. Substitute now pound subdivisions equals 16 with actual subdivisions equals 16. And do it in YOLOv3-voc.cfg. Trying once more to view the contents of YOLOv3-voc.cfg. Now it seems to be nice. This stream editing definitely seems like something for you to play around with. Cleaning up, I will remove my reference to what I wanted my version of YOLOv3-voc.cfg to look like. So again, we have commented out the batch and subdivision configurations corresponding to testing or object detection, and we have uncommented or commented in the batch equals 64 and subdivisions equals 16 initializations corresponding to training YOLOv3 convolutional neural networks. To create a configuration file corresponding to locating objects associated with my own dataset of 100 images of oak leaves from various species in Quercus, the genus of oak trees, I first change directory to root content by executing the command $cd ... Then I copy YOLOv3.cfg from root content darknet cfg to my Google Drive's darknet folder by executing the command !copy darknet cfg YOLOv3.cfg to drive / my escape character space drive / darknet YOLOv3.cfg. Then I navigate to the darknet folder of my Google Drive, hit refresh, right-click YOLOv3.cfg, left-click Download, and left-click Save. Then I enter Jupyter Notebook into my search bar, left-click Desktop, left-click in the checkbox to the left of YOLOv3.cfg, left-click Rename, enter YOLOv3-object.cfg, and click Rename. Then I left-click YOLOv3-object.cfg. In this configuration file, YOLOv3-object.cfg, to configure the YOLO version 3 convolutional neural network to divide the set of training images into batches with 64 images each, and to divide each batch into subdivisions with 4 images each, I comment out batch equals 1 and subdivisions equals 1 with pound signs. Uncomment out batch equals 64 and subdivisions equals 16. Change max batches from 500,200 to max batches equals the maximum of 2,000 times the number of classes, or 4,000, written as an integer, which is 4,000. I change steps to 80% and 90% of max batches, which is 3,200 and 3,600. And I replace lines 610, classes equals 80, with classes equals 1. I replace line 696, classes equals 80 with classes equals 1. I replace line 783, classes equals 80 to classes equals 1. I replace line 603, filters equals 255, with 3 times the sum of the number of classes plus 5, written as an integer. So number of classes equals 1 plus 5 equals 6. 3 times 6 equals 18. So filters equals 18. Then in line 689, I say filters equals 18. And in line 776, I say filters equals 18. I left-click File, and left-clicked Save. It has saved. I'm going to close out of the editor for YOLOv3-object.cfg and close out of Jupyter Notebook as well. To copy YOLO version 3-object.cfg from my desktop on my Windows 10 PC into the file root content darknet cfg YOLOv3-object.cfg, I navigate to my Google Drive's darknet folder. I'm going to remove, I'll keep it there. I'll keep YOLOv3.cfg there. I right-click within the window to all the folders and files in my darknet folder, left-click Upload Files, left-click YOLOv3-object.cfg, and left-click Open. I then navigate back to my Jupyter Notebook and navigate to the root content directory by executing no command because I'm already there. I'm going to get rid of this. To copy YOLO version 3-object.cfg from my Google Drive's darknet folder to the root content darknet cfg folder to the file YOLOv3-object.cfg, I execute the command !copy from drive / my escape character space drive / darknet / YOLOv3-object.cfg to darknet / cfg / YOLOv3-object.cfg. All right, it worked. I then navigate back to root content darknet by executing the command $cd darknet.